After 60, the best gifts are not wrapped in shiny paper or bought with a large bank account. They are wrapped in thought, care, and love. Many people believe that giving after 60 must mean something expensive, something that proves status, but I have seen again and again that what truly stays in the heart is far simpler. Imagine this: a woman turning 65, waiting quietly for her anniversary. Her husband rushes to the store at the last minute, bringing home a generic perfume set. She smiles politely, but her heart feels untouched. Now picture another woman in the same moment, receiving a small framed photograph of the place where she and her husband first met, along with a handwritten note saying, "You are still my greatest journey." She holds it close, tears falling, not because of its price, but because of its meaning. Seniors know that life is shorter now than it once was, and that every moment counts. The greatest gift is not about impressing, but about remembering, about cherishing, about proving that love is alive even after decades together. That is why in this video we are going to uncover the 5 best gifts you can give your partner after 60. Gifts that spark joy, heal loneliness, and strengthen the bond you have worked so hard to build. Stay with me to the end, because the last one may surprise you. And before we dive in, make sure to like this video, hype it, subscribe, and turn on the notification button so you never miss another truth about love and life after 60. Dave was 68 when he found himself pacing the aisles of a department store, completely lost. For 40 years, he had always known what to give his wife, Marlene. In their younger days, he brought her flowers every Friday, a tradition that made her laugh even when money was tight. On their 25th anniversary, he bought her a locket with their children's pictures inside. But now, at this stage of life, he stood staring at shelves of handbags and jewelry and realized, none of it felt right anymore. What do you give the woman who has walked beside you through sickness and health, through late nights with crying babies, through the bittersweet quiet of an empty nest? Dave admitted to himself that the most expensive things no longer carried meaning. Marlene didn't want more things to dust or more clothes to hang. She wanted connection, presence, proof that their love was still alive and strong. That realization scared him, because for the first time, he didn't know what gift could possibly say all of that. He worried he would disappoint her. But that worry opened his heart to a truth: the best gifts after 60 are not about adding to a closet or a collection. They are about giving pieces of yourself, your time, your memory, your health, and your love. Dave's story is the same story many seniors face, and through his search we'll uncover the 5 best gifts you too can give your partner after 60, gifts that speak louder than diamonds and last longer than any gadget. Gift 1. Time and attention. The first gift to give your partner after 60 is your time and attention. At this age, where days feel shorter and health feels more fragile, what matters most is not the objects we buy but the moments we choose to give. Couples who have shared decades together already own plenty of things: drawers full of clothes, shelves stacked with dishes, closets holding items from years past. But what often feels missing is not another item, it is the assurance that love is still alive in the form of presence. After all, presence is love made visible. Dave learned this when he stood in a store trying to pick out a gift for Marlene. He saw handbags, perfumes, and jewelry, but none of it felt right. He remembered how, in their younger years, they would sit together for hours, laughing about nothing and everything. He realized what she craved now was not a handbag to place on a shelf but his hand to hold, his eyes to meet, and his words spoken without distraction. That realization changed him. He decided that instead of a wrapped present, he would give her something far more valuable, a gift of his full, undivided attention. So he invited her to a walk around their neighborhood at sunset. He left his phone behind and gave her his ears and his heart. They talked about things they had not spoken of in years: her dream to see the ocean again, his longing to dance in the living room the way they once did. She smiled with tears in her eyes, realizing this moment was worth more than any trinket. Dave understood that giving time and attention was not about finding spare minutes but about creating sacred space where love could breathe again. Time and attention as a gift can take many forms. It might be preparing breakfast together on a quiet morning, taking slow walks through a park, or listening without rushing when your partner shares a story. It could mean holding hands in silence, watching the stars, or simply sitting together with gratitude for the years you have shared. Each of these actions says to your partner, "You are my priority. I choose you, still." For couples after 60, this gift becomes even more powerful because time itself is now the most precious currency. Every hour spent together is a treasure, every conversation is a seed planted, every smile shared is a memory created. You may not remember the handbag or perfume 5 years from now, but you will remember the evening walk, the porch conversation, the laughter over morning coffee. So the first and greatest gift is not bought, it is lived. Give your time. Give your attention. Let your partner see in your actions that your love has not faded but grown stronger. In doing so, you offer them not just a gift for today but a memory that will live in their heart forever. Gift 2. Memory keepsakes. The second gift to give your partner after 60 is a memory keepsake, something that captures the story of your shared life and preserves it in a way that can be held, touched, and cherished. Unlike fleeting objects, keepsakes hold the weight of time and the warmth of love. They remind us not only of where we are but of where we have been, and for seniors, that reminder becomes priceless. At this stage of life, you and your partner may have walked through decades of ups and downs, raising children, building a home, and facing joys and sorrows side by side. Turning those memories into a tangible gift is one of the most touching things you can ever do. Dave discovered this truth when he looked at old photo albums gathering dust in the attic. He realized Marlene had always been the one to carefully arrange snapshots of birthdays, trips, and holidays, but over the years, the albums had stopped. Their memories were scattered in boxes and drawers, forgotten in the busyness of life. For their anniversary, instead of buying something new, Dave spent days gathering photographs, ticket stubs, and letters. He created a scrapbook that told their story from the very beginning. Their first date at the small cafe, their wedding day, the birth of their children, vacations by the lake, and quiet evenings at home. When he presented it to Marlene, she opened the pages slowly, her fingers trembling. Each photo brought a memory alive, and soon tears filled her eyes. She whispered, "You remembered everything." That scrapbook became a treasure greater than gold because it showed that their story mattered. Memory keepsakes can take many forms. It might be a framed photograph of a meaningful place, like the church where you exchanged vows or the park bench where you first confessed your love. It could be a handwritten letter describing your favorite shared memory and why it still means everything to you. Some seniors record voice messages or short videos for their partners, leaving behind not just words but the sound of their laughter. Others create a memory jar, filling it with small notes of appreciation, each one a reminder of the little things often overlooked. What makes memory keepsakes so powerful is that they are deeply personal. Anyone can buy jewelry or gadgets, but only you can capture the love you've built across the years. Keepsakes say, "I see our journey, I honor it, and I want to carry it with me forever." They become anchors in the stormy seas of aging, reminders that even as bodies grow frail, love remains strong. For seniors, these gifts are not just sentimental, they are affirmations. They say, "Our years together have meaning. You have made my life richer." Dave's scrapbook did more than give Marlene something to hold. It gave her proof that their love was still alive, that their history was valued, and that the bond they shared was not forgotten. So the second best gift after 60 is a keepsake that holds memory. It could be big or small, simple or elaborate, but it must be personal. When your partner touches it, they should feel your heart. And in that moment, they will know that the story you have written together is the greatest gift of all. Gift 3. Health and care. The third gift to give your partner after 60 is the gift of health and care. At this stage of life, nothing matters more than feeling well enough to enjoy the years that remain. No piece of jewelry, no gadget, no expensive trip can mean as much as the ability to walk without pain, breathe without struggle, or sleep peacefully through the night. When you give a gift that supports your partner's health, you are saying, "I want you here with me for as long as possible." That message is worth more than any object. Dave understood this when he noticed how Marlene's knees hurt after long walks. For years, she loved strolling with him through the park, but recently she had begun to decline his invitations. At first he thought she was simply tired, but one evening she admitted that her shoes no longer supported her, and the pain kept her from enjoying the walks. Instead of buying her jewelry for their anniversary, Dave searched for the best pair of supportive walking shoes he could find. He wrapped them carefully and presented them not as just shoes but as a promise. "I want to keep walking with you," he told her. When she tried them on and realized she could move more comfortably, her eyes lit up. That gift wasn't just leather and laces, it was freedom, companionship, and love. Health and care gifts can take many forms. It might be something practical, like a comfortable mattress that helps ease back pain, a massage chair that soothes tired muscles, or a subscription to a healthy meal service that makes eating easier. It could also be more personal gestures, cooking nourishing meals at home, scheduling a doctor's appointment your partner has been postponing, or encouraging exercise you can both enjoy together, like swimming or yoga. These acts show that your love is not only emotional but practical, that you care about their daily comfort and long-term well-being. Some seniors give gifts of care through experiences, arranging a health checkup as a surprise, booking a spa day for relaxation, or creating a wellness corner in the house with plants, soft light, and a comfortable chair. Others give time, driving their partner to appointments, keeping track of medications, or simply checking in to make sure they feel strong and supported. Each of these says, "I want to take care of you," which is one of the most tender and profound forms of love. What makes health and care such a meaningful gift is that it touches the core of what matters after 60. At this stage, time together is precious, but it is only joyful if it is lived in health. By prioritizing your partner's well-being, you show them that you value their presence more than anything else. Dave's shoes were not glamorous, but they allowed Marlene to walk with him again, to laugh beside him under the trees, and to feel that their life together was still full of movement. So the third best gift after 60 is health and care. Whether through an object, an experience, or an act of service, find a way to ease your partner's life and help them feel strong. That is the kind of gift that says, "I want you here. I want you well. I want us to keep living this story together." Gift 4. Shared experiences. The fourth gift to give your partner after 60 is the gift of shared experiences. At this stage of life, both of you likely have enough things. The closets are full, the cupboards are stocked, and the drawers hold more than you truly need. What is often missing is not possessions but fresh memories created together. Shared experiences become gifts that last long after the event is over, because they live on in your conversations, your photographs, and your hearts. Dave discovered this when he thought back to the early years of his marriage with Marlene. They didn't have much money, but they had memories, like the time they went to a small jazz club and danced until midnight, or the road trip they took in a rusty old car that broke down twice but gave them laughter that lasted for weeks. As they grew older, those spontaneous moments became fewer. Life settled into routines, and their anniversaries became quiet evenings at home. But Dave wanted to change that. Instead of buying Marlene another object, he surprised her with 2 tickets to a jazz concert in the city, the very music they once danced to in their youth. When the saxophone began to play, Marlene looked at him with wide eyes, remembering the young couple they had once been. That night was more than a concert, it was a bridge back to the passion and joy they had almost forgotten. Shared experiences can take many forms. It could be a weekend trip to a nearby town, exploring a place you've never been together. It could be attending a play, an art show, or a community dance class that makes you laugh and learn side by side. Even small outings, like visiting a botanical garden, watching a sunset at the beach, or cooking a new recipe together, can become powerful gifts. What matters most is not the scale of the experience but the fact that you do it together. Seniors often find that the memories of these shared activities linger far longer than any purchased item. Some experiences are simple but deeply meaningful. A picnic in the park, a scenic drive through the countryside, or even recreating your first date can spark joy and connection. For some couples, the gift may be more adventurous, a trip to a place they've always dreamed of visiting or a cruise designed for seniors. For others, it may be quieter moments, attending a grandchild's recital together or planting a garden side by side. Each shared experience adds another chapter to the story of your love. The beauty of this gift is that it builds both joy and connection. After 60, life can sometimes feel slower, but shared experiences inject excitement and keep the bond alive. They create opportunities for laughter, surprise, and rediscovery. When Dave and Marlene left the concert that night, they held hands like they were 20 again, humming the songs all the way home. That memory became a treasure neither of them could ever misplace. So the fourth best gift after 60 is to give your partner shared experiences. Do something together that breaks routine and adds new color to your story. Because at this age, it isn't the things you gather that will matter most, it's the memories you create, the adventures you share, and the moments that remind you both that love is still alive and growing. Gift 5. Words of love. The fifth gift to give your partner after 60 is words of love. It may sound simple, but it is often the most overlooked. Over the years, many couples stop expressing what they feel out loud. Daily routines replace romantic gestures, and unspoken assumptions take the place of heartfelt words. Yet after 60, when time feels more precious and every day carries deeper meaning, words of love become more valuable than ever. They are free, but they can heal wounds, spark joy, and remind your partner that they are still cherished. Dave learned this lesson unexpectedly. He was searching for an anniversary gift when he found an old letter in a drawer, a letter he had written to Marlene when they were first engaged. The paper was yellowed, and his handwriting uneven, but the words spoke of a young man deeply in love, promising a lifetime of devotion. He realized, with some shame, that he had not written anything like that in decades. He decided that his gift would not be another object but a letter, written with the same honesty and affection as before. On their anniversary morning, he placed it on Marlene's pillow. When she read it, her eyes filled with tears. She held the paper against her chest and whispered, "I didn't know you still felt this way." His words were more powerful than anything money could have bought. Words of love can be shared in many ways. You can write letters that capture your appreciation for your partner, recalling specific memories or qualities you admire. You can leave short notes around the house, on the fridge, in their book, or beside their teacup. You can also speak the words aloud, making it a habit to say, "I love you, I appreciate you," or "I'm grateful for you," not only on special occasions but in ordinary moments. Some couples even record voice messages or create small video diaries, so their words become keepsakes to revisit again and again. For seniors, this gift is especially powerful because it affirms love in a season of life where insecurity may creep in. Aging can sometimes bring doubts about attractiveness, usefulness, or being valued. Words of love directly answer those fears by saying, "You are still beautiful to me, you are still my partner, and you are still the one I choose." They breathe life into a bond that might otherwise grow quiet. This gift costs nothing, yet its worth cannot be measured. The right words, spoken sincerely, can brighten a day, heal years of silence, and strengthen a relationship more than any object. Dave's letter reminded Marlene that their love had not grown old but had matured into something even stronger. She kept it under her pillow, pulling it out whenever she needed reassurance. So the fifth best gift after 60 is words of love. Speak them, write them, sing them if you can. Let your partner hear your heart, because these words will outlast possessions and remain as echoes in their soul long after the paper fades. They are proof that even after decades, your love is still alive, still vibrant, and still worth celebrating every single day. As we come to the end of this journey through the 5 best gifts you can give your partner after 60, I want you to pause and let these truths settle in. At this age, love is no longer about proving yourself with flashy items or grand gestures. It is about cherishing the years you have built together and finding ways to say, "You are still my heart, my companion, my greatest blessing." The gifts of time and attention, memory keepsakes, health and care, shared experiences, and words of love are not just ideas on a list. They are lifelines that remind your partner they matter deeply to you. They are daily investments in a bond that has weathered decades and deserves to grow stronger, not weaker, with each passing year. Think of what these gifts really say. When you give your time, you say, "You are my priority." When you create memory keepsakes, you say, "Our story is worth remembering." When you focus on health and care, you say, "I want you here, safe and strong." When you share new experiences, you say, "Our adventure is not over." And when you speak words of love, you say, "Even now, my heart is yours." These gifts cost little compared to jewelry or electronics, yet they carry a value far beyond price tags. They leave behind not clutter but lasting joy, not objects to be stored away but memories that will be treasured forever. So I want to challenge you. This week, choose one of these 5 gifts and give it to your partner. Do it intentionally, sincerely, and with love. Then share in the comments which one you chose, because your story might inspire another couple to rediscover love in a simple but powerful way. And before you go, don't forget, like this video, hype it, share it with a friend, subscribe to this channel, and most importantly, turn on the notification button so you never miss another lesson about keeping love alive after 60. Because while these 5 gifts are powerful, in our next episode we will talk about the gifts seniors often regret giving, the ones that seem meaningful in the moment but leave behind disappointment. You won't want to miss it. Stay with us, because your love story still has many chapters left to write.